That is just overwhelming. Is that not the coolest thing you've ever seen? People are going out their way, walking over, just thinking it's a standard Fast and Furious replica or a real Fast and Furious car, until they open that bonnet and they see the NASCAR under it. They're overwhelmed.
This episode is sponsored by another one of our key backers on this NASCharger project, U-Pole's Raptor Bedliner. This tough and durable protective coating was made to line the beds of trucks, but you can also use it to seal the underside of vehicles, trunk lids, hoods and lots more, as we did. Go to u-pole.com for details and purchase information.
In this episode, my NASCharger dream becomes reality and my new creation gets its first exposure to the public. YouTube star Rob Pitts definitely approved of what we were doing, even though I almost got him arrested just a few hours after arriving in Britain. And now I'm left with either two really big piles of scrap, right, and a piece of junk that ain't or it's going to be one of the most monumental UK talked about SEMA builds. And
I'm leaning to the latter.
Old friend and Boys Own star Shane Lynch joined Rob and I for a chat on my hideous brown sofa, and he liked what we were doing too.
I mean, it looks pretty spectacular sitting there, that's for sure.
I was well on my way to making something that was going to make huge waves here and in America. What is more, there is light at the end of the tunnel with this project, as the Dodge Charger body was now welded to the NASCAR chassis. It was now time for a short test drive. Adam and I didn't expect everything to be absolutely perfect, and the front wheel clearance for the wheels as they turned was definitely an area of concern, as I struggled to get my new beast to navigate my small yard. As you see from this footage shot 2 months previously, the front wheels of the NASCAR didn't have an amazing turning circle as it was, but we definitely had an issue to work on. That is like the scariest thing I've ever done in my life.
It's going to be the scariest thing you've ever driven in your life.
The lock is going to be a problem.
Yeah, definitely is going to be an issue.
That is just overwhelming. Is that not the coolest thing you've ever seen?
For that.
Even the exhaust looks cool, man. Can you believe it's there?
Yeah, there in the thumb.
It's there, right? It's right there. But basically, a successful test drive. It's running and driving. Our steering is touching the wings, and we knew that was going to be a thing, but something we just got to work on. That's all that matters. Before welding the body to the chassis and embarking on the little road test you just witnessed, we also should explain that we installed Dynamat with the help of my old buddy, John Griggs.
That's the Dynamat Extreme.
Yep.
So that's the sound dampening material.
Yep.
So what that's going to do is take all that resonant sound
Yep.
out of all the panels,
Very cool.
make it a lot quieter.
Yep.
As you saw, you'll see in the video, you've done yourself.
Yep.
Simple cut, peel and stick, roll it down. Once this is on, it's on, and it
Yep.
takes all that nasty noise out of it.
I'd never used Dynamat before, but I heard it was well worth the effort and simple to install. Even if you cut it wrong, no one will see it because John had something else I was keen to get my hands on.
Right, we've got this new product, which is called Dyna Deck.
Okay.
Now what this is
You meant that to happen, didn't you?
yeah, is a thermal insulation. So it's made of a special closed cell foam, so it's not going to absorb any oil, water, moisture.
Yeah.
But it's got a hard top on it. For cars like yours, which don't have a carpet set,
Yeah.
you need something in there.
So like hot rods and that kind of
this is
stuff.
exactly what it's designed for. It's designed for hot rods to make a carpet set. So you've got hard wearing, plus the thermal and noise blocking issues.
I was very happy with the Dynamat. And the Dynadeck looked great too. But I knew that I'd be spending all day driving my automotive creation on a radical rod build-off, drive-off, sometimes in slots of up to 10 hours. A stereo system was going to come in very handy on those Midwestern highways as I drove west from Nebraska to Las Vegas. Basically, John's Santa impression wasn't over yet. So when I phoned you, John, right,
Yep.
and I said, look, I want a head unit before you give me the J Audio MRX thing, the Bluetooth thing. And it was brilliant, like, you know, awesome as long as you don't stay connected to it and I try and attach to it. And, you know, that can be a bit of a pain in the bum, you know. And I said to you, I want to put a stereo in this, but it's a NASCAR. And you were like, I've got an idea for you. What have you got for me, John?
Right, what we got for you is the JL Audio Media Master, the MM50.
Right.
It's actually a marine head unit, but it's not just marine. They use it for their ATV division as well.
Okay, cool.
So they put it on all the like Polaris and things like that.
Why is that? Water
Resistant, dirt resistant. But it's going to look so cool on this. It's not a normal looking stereo.
That's what I wanted.
The car's not normal looking. It's going to look outrageous with
It's
this.
got to look a slightly industrial, useful as opposed to, okay.
I will show you the product. Okay. So, what we have, all sealed up in a plastic bag.
And this is just as powerful or as good as a full-size head unit.
Oh yeah, there's no difference. But basically, when you had one about the MBT-RX, the Bluetooth unit.
Yeah.
Oh, that's just a Bluetooth receiver. This is Bluetooth receiver, but you've also got a USB control.
Yeah.
You've got an auxiliary input.
Yeah.
You can run amplifiers, and it's got its own power as well. So you don't have to have amplifiers.
Okay.
4x50 watt amplifier in there, and radio.
You said it's got its own amplifier in it.
Its own amplifier, 4x50. So you've got a lovely looking head unit.
Yeah.
And it looks part of the car.
Fit in my dash panel.
Yeah.
Like my dash panel is only 100 wide and like 120 wide or something like that. So I mean that's going to fit gorgeous.
Yeah.
And you know, I saw this part you just dropped on the floor.
Yeah.
This is one of my most exciting pieces. And I know it sounds really pathetic, but just have this rubber grommet hide the whole thing on the dash. It looks as though it's supposed to be in a NASCAR, right? Like, you know, people aren't going to go, that doesn't look right, with a big full-size CD player, a DIN CD player, and then peel it off to have it all playing. I mean, everyone wins, really. Exactly. It ticks all the boxes, man. I had to leave the installation of the JL audio system for a couple of weeks because I needed speakers. But the very next day, after that initial test run in my tiny yard, I loaded the NASCharger on my recovery truck to take it to the Players Classic car show at the old Goodwood Racing Circuit. But to be honest, the vehicle really wasn't ready to meet the public yet.
So, Sam Hard from Hard Up Garage forgot to bring the necessary equipment for mounting gear sticks. This is a little bit like your one-all fixer, your snag list eliminator. Gaffer, 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 gaffer. So I always assumed when I was a young whippersnapper that this stuff was called duck, as in quack quack tape. No, it's called duct tape. Yep, that's a thing. I don't know about you, but that looks pretty goddamn impressive. This gaffer tape will stop the flames coming through the engine bay and attacking my feety poos. Yes, it's 99 pence gaffer tape. It's gonna save my ass. Doesn't even look that bad. Okay, need to check the wheel nuts. Need to run a bead of silicone down here. It's a bit chilly for silicone. That looks actually not too shabby. Looks like I'm an expert in the tape fixing world. Steering wheel, check. Gear stick, check. Anxiety, check.
I was anxious because I knew I'd made something a bit different. But was it as eye-catching and as mean looking as I'd hoped? How would my car compare to the others on display? Everyone else was preparing their vehicles, so I thought I'd better do the same.
I'm gonna have to buy a chamois. At the moment, I'm just pushing the water around like an expert. I'm gonna grab a chamois. Be right back.
You mean you're not going to use my socks?
I'm gonna use your socks for something else.
Karl, the cameraman and producer, you heard right there, had lent me his spare pair of cotton socks. Ah, he's always so helpful. Bless his cotton socks. The morning dew definitely needed wiping off, and it's hard to see from these pictures, but taking my beast to the Players Classic car show highlighted the need for new paint. Another imperfection I wasn't happy with that added to my stress levels.
You doing all right? Ah, getting there. 10 steps forward, 15 back. No worry, Mo, there's lots, don't worry. Lots of imperfections, don't you worry.
This would be the NASCharger's first exposure to the general public, and I was really worried about the ability of the average Joe to understand really what we'd done. This was not a regular charger and definitely not a NASCAR. Would they get it? Well, the short answer is definitely yes. In a top-notch show just like Players, full of really interesting vehicles, my NASCharger more than held its own, judging by the attention it received.
And the response is phenomenal. People are going out their way, walking over, just thinking it's a standard Fast and Furious replica or a real Fast and Furious car, until they open that bonnet and they see the NASCAR under it, they're overwhelmed. I mean, this car looks like it can go 100 mile an hour, 200 mile an hour, and now it can. We've achieved our goal. We're at Players, and as you can tell by my persona, Players has got to me. I'm calmed down, I'm chilled. I think I'm gonna go have a beer.
The car was on the COBRA seat stand. As I have a long-standing relationship with COBRA that goes back years, they were especially pleased with the added footfall around their products on the stand. More on COBRA seats in the next episode. Next, I wanted to sort out the paint on the car. The Players show convincing me that the paint really needed some attention.
We're down at QCA in Titchfield and we've just rolled the Dodge Charger inside. We spoke to the guys at QCA and they did confirm that there are slight imperfections with the car. They've rolled it in the paint booth, they're going to work it, they're going to fill it, they're going to sand it, they're going to get it straight as a die, and they're going to hit it with some paint.
Okay, so my beast wasn't completely finished, but the mountains of hard work, stress and pure effort were finally finishing, and the NASCharger's epic birth was coming to an end. The paint job was the last major part of the build, even if originally I didn't think it needed it. I'm really grateful to Quality Covers All for donating their labour and Express Paints of Portsmouth for donating the actual paint, so the NASCharger could look as good as possible. That's definitely worth using some epic, over-the-top filmic music, wouldn't you say?
For us to be able to play with something like that is amazing. We want to be doing the ins and outs of all of them.
just restoring them from start to finish, you know what I mean? No messing around, so that's basically where we want to head to. That's the overall goal of this place, is to restore cars. We'll still do the little bits here and there, but I would rather just bring a car in, engine, inside, outside, back out the door again, someone enjoys it.
Well, everyone that sees it is going to enjoy the paintwork on this car. Thanks Gareth and the team. The paint job was absolutely beautiful by any standards. Black is the hardest colour to do because it acts like a mirror and shows up imperfections. When I went back to QCA to collect the car and reassemble a few things back onto it, I brought my automotive photographer, my mate Nick Williams, to get a few shots because I was tickled pink that all my hard work and graft had come together in such a spectacular way. The end was now in easy reach.
Please go to our channel homepage and click on the playlist to watch more Hard Up Garage videos. If you like what we're doing, click on that subscribe button. It doesn't cost anything to subscribe, and you can also help us by leaving a comment and click the like button. Please share this episode on social media with your friends and family. But while you're there, why not follow us at Hard Up Garage on Twitter, Instagram and Facebook. If you follow us on social media, you'll see when we've got brand new videos for you lovely people. And don't forget to visit hardupgarage.com, where you can get some background on what we do and buy some of our much loved merchandise.
Here is a list of all the wonderful sponsors who helped me and my guys make this crazy idea a reality. Thank you to each and every one of you lovely people. Hopefully you'll join us again as we work hard to get this project underway. Pun intended, and bye for now. But remember guys, don't eat yellow snow.